in Pendleton, Oregon. Today is very exciting because I get to announce that Outdoors RV is finally going to bring out a fully half-ton towable trailer. So they actually have 3 models. We are getting all 3 prototypes, so be on the lookout for that. These are all going to be just slightly narrower than a standard Outdoors RV, so a 7-foot wide chassis. That way, they're a little bit lighter weight without sacrificing the quality that everybody loves about the Outdoors RV product. So when you're out there, maybe you have a half-ton and you don't want to upgrade, or you have an SUV because you're also hauling kids, and you're looking for a high quality lightweight, they're almost impossible to find. Anytime you settle for a lightweight, what you're often settling for is smaller refrigerators, extremely small tank sizes. Some of them even have lower countertops. I don't know if anybody's ever noticed that, but you go in them and it's like, why does this feel like a playhouse, right? Short countertops, wet baths, single axles. Well, that's not what Outdoors RV is here to build, right? They want to give you the exact same quality of product, the same 4 seasons package. 78 gallons of fresh water and 40/40 on your black and gray. They want to give you high cargo carrying capacity. They want to give you full-size everything, just like you would find in a Creekside model, but they want to give you that in a little bit lighter weight package, right? So 7 feet wide. When they build them with the walls and awnings and everything, you're probably looking at about 7.5 feet wide overall, but it's still a narrower wheelbase, so it's going to track directly behind your half-ton. And also you're not going to need mirrors, extension mirrors, to see around it. So it's really designed for anybody that just, like I said, doesn't want to upgrade to a 3/4 or 1 ton, but they still want the Outdoors RV quality. So again, same 4 seasons package, same high quality cabinetry, everything that you've come to love. You're going to now get that in 3 different models. The 17CE is the one I'm going to show you here today. They're also going to make a 17 MKS, which is going to be very similar to the 19 MKS that everybody loves so much. And then the 17 RBS, which will be the younger sister, the shorter sister of the 21 RBS. So with that being said, in the 17CE, you're going to have a single entry door right here. You're going to come into a wall bed. So this is Outdoors RV's wall bed. It comes down over the dinette, which is really a great idea. So many Murphy beds come down over the couch or the sofa, and that's just not ideal because most people would rather have a bed and a comfortable place to sit and then just flip this up when you want to use the dinette, right? So you could get a sleeper sofa in this model too. That way, if you have other people you need to sleep, you have plenty of sleeping in this trailer. This particular model has the theater seating in it. Now, if you've watched any of our other videos, you know here at Thompson RV, we stock all of the furniture. So if you ever find a model on our lot that, like this particular prototype, if you want this one tomorrow, it's got the theater seating, but no big deal. We can just swap it out for the sleeper sofa. So full 60 by 80 queen bed. You're going to get the upgraded titanium mattress. The titanium is also going to have the solid surface countertops next to the bed, the reading and night lights, under cabinet lighting. And then you're also going to get the fancier cabinetry in the titanium. So the solid hardwood raised panel doors. There's also quite a few other features on the titanium that I'll show you as we go around. You can also watch our video that shows you all of the differences that you get on a titanium over a Mountain Series. Now, the one caveat to that is on these 17 7-foot wide models, the 17 feet long, you're not going to get the auto leveling system. Part of that, I believe, is because it's just a little bit too heavy. I didn't actually ask the factory, I probably should have, but it might also be an issue with the width of the actual trailer frame. But regardless, on the titanium series in these lighter weight models, you're going to get power stabilizer jacks that will run off of a remote, which is super cool, but not the full auto leveling that you're going to get on the bigger Creekside models. So standard north-south bed design, you're going to have a shirtboard on each side of the bed as well as cabinetry above. You have some 110 outlets right here. We option all of our units in with the MaxxAir Deluxe vent fans. So this little remote is going to run that fan. 10 speeds, fully automatic. It has a built-in cover. So if you want to run it going down the road, if you want to run it in the rain, you can run that anytime. You can do exhaust or intake and thermostatically controlled. And having that remote is really nice because you don't have to crawl up on the bed to get to the vent to actually turn it on. Over here, when you first walk in the entry door, this is the remote that I was just referencing. So that's a titanium feature. So you can turn on this remote, you can run your awning, you can run your slide out, you can also run the power stabilizer jacks. If you are camping alone, this is super handy because you can be out with your remote and watching the slide go out while you're outside, making sure that you're not going to run into anything. We option all of ours in with the 12-volt heat tank, the 12-volt heat pad on the fresh water tank. So 78 gallons of fresh water on this little trailer. You have your awning and slide out switches, as well as all of your level gauges, and then your water heater switches right here, as well as a water pump switch. You also have 12-volt and USB ports, so you can set your phone or tablet or whatever up here and charge it. The 12-volt TV is going to be on a swing arm, so you can swivel it out and watch it from bed. You could also swing it around and watch it from the sleeper sofa or the theater seating. You're also going to have a 12-volt DVD CD player. This also has HDMI and USB ports. It's also Bluetooth and a stereo. So you can listen to AM, FM, or you can Bluetooth your phone, listen to the speakers inside or the speakers outside. Then you're going to have an additional storage here. And then again, you're going to get the 8 cubic foot refrigerator. So this is the 12-volt by Furrion and stainless steel because it is the titanium series. And then a drawer down below. And because it's a titanium, you're also going to get a larger air conditioner as well as a digital thermostat. And then this is going to be the theater seating. So the theater seating reclines. You have a little ripcord right here on each side. You also have storage in between and can holders. Outdoors RV uses all of their windows are going to open, so you never get into the slide out and have cheap windows that don't open, so you can get a nice cross breeze going. All of the windows that Outdoors RV uses are dual pane. So that's really important. In fact, my kids and I were just at a restaurant the other day, and all of the windows were completely, you couldn't even see through them. There was so much condensation. And they asked me why that was. So I explained the difference between a single pane and a dual pane. Obviously, dual pane windows, because you have, maybe you've got the heat going on inside and it's cold outside, because you have that gas in between those two windows, you're not going to get the condensation like you did on old travel trailers that were cheaper. I say old. These light weights that we talk about, so often they have super thin walls and single pane windows. So not only is that not going to stay cool in the summer and it's not going to stay warm in the winter, but also you're going to hear a lot more road noise, or if you're at a location where maybe you're parked by the train tracks, something of that nature. So these are going to be so much better insulated, including a full insulated slide out. So it wouldn't do you any good to have a travel trailer that has 2-inch thick walls and really great insulation and then put in a cheap slide out. So Outdoors RV goes way above and beyond what the industry standard is, and they do 2-inch thick bonded walls on every single part of their slide out to give you the same insulation factor in the slide out. Coming back here, this is going to be really similar to the 22CE. You're going to have overhead storage with bubble wrap in it. You're going to have additional storage over here, microwave and range hood. You're going to have your stove right here, and this is going to be a 3-burner gas stove. You have the little glass bifold cover. That's just to create more counter space when you're not using the stove. But then you have a nice cast iron heavy duty grate on top. And again, 3 burners. You have a knife rack back behind here. Then you have a backsplash as well as a sidewall splash. so that you don't dirty up the walls while cooking. I guarantee there can, well, I guess I shouldn't guarantee, but I'm 99% sure there's no lightweights out there that are using this big of an oven. Stainless steel, again, because it's a titanium. Pot and pan drawer down below. You also have the coveted garbage can chute, which I will show you from the outside as well. That's a really nice feature to have because, first of all, it's sometimes hard to find a location to put your garbage can, but then also if you have dogs, they can't get into the garbage can. So you just empty that from outside. Because it's a titanium, you're going to get household style faucets. So this one has the pull-out sprayer, single lever, obviously high arc. These are great for additional counter space, but when you're ready to use the sink, you have a gigantic single basin farm style sink with the wire rack in the bottom. I have seen some lightweights that have come in on trade, and often in the kitchen, you get this little tiny, which looks like a lavy sink, and that's it. And then often you get no oven and just like a 2-burner stove. So obviously Outdoors RV is trying to, like I said, give you everything you would get in a standard Creekside in this lighter weight model. You have drawer right here, another drawer right here, and then storage down below. Nice big storage area. And then coming over here, you have the bathroom, which is going to be the same bathroom as you would get in the 22CE. So porcelain toilet, heat duct, all of this additional storage over here, toilet paper holder, solid surface countertops, underslung stainless steel sink, storage down below the sink. Because it's a titanium, you're going to get the lit vanity mirror, 110 outlet, 12-volt, USB and USB-C port here in the bathroom, hand towel hook. And then you're behind the toilet, you're going to get a couple towel hooks. You get an additional water pump switch here in the bathroom. So let's say you're stopping, going down the road, and you need to use the restroom. You hop in here and you go, oh gosh, I forgot to hit the water pump switch at the front door. It's okay. You can just turn on the water pump here. You have your solid hardwood medicine cabinet. And then this particular unit is going to have the tub style shower. Because it's a titanium, it's going to have the higher end hardware. So an adjustable shower head as well as a soap dish. And then you have this skylight up above for additional headroom. Again, 6'11" ceilings in all of the Outdoors RVs. And then here you have the retractable shower curtain. The Outdoors RV wall bed is super simple to put up and take down. You have heavy-duty hinges and heavy-duty latches. And then once this is in the up position, you're just going to want to tuck away these little bed supports. And then the table is ready to come down. Unlatch that, unlatch this, and now you have a dinette. So as I mentioned earlier, all of the floor plans, these new 7-foot wide, are going to be fully accessible with the slide outs in. So I can get to both sides of the dinette if I want to sit down and have a snack while traveling. There's no question that I can easily get back here to the kitchen, and the bath door is very accessible. So everything you need while traveling down the road, the refrigerator, the bathroom, the dinette, all of it is easily accessible with the slide out in. Here on the outside, the titanium is going to have the Lamelux high gloss fiberglass. So that's going to be a thicker, higher grade of fiberglass, but it also has a nicer sheen to it. And it's going to stand up against UV rays a lot better than just standard fiberglass. You're also going to get the frameless windows. So not only are they pretty, but they're also functional because they're the dual pane glass. The titanium will also be trimmed out in chrome. And then Outdoors RV uses the longest awning they possibly can on all of their travel trailers. They also have the aluminum wrap to protect the fabric. You've got your outside speakers. Those are going to run off of that stereo that was on the inside. So CD or AM/FM radio or Bluetooth. One thing that Outdoors RV does on all of their units, and they're doing it on these 7-foot wides as well, is going to be their off-road X4 suspension package. So you're going to get heavy duty Goodyear Endurance Load Range E tires. They're going to be 15s on this model. You're also going to get the Mor-Ryde All Trek 4000 suspension. You're going to have heavy duty shackles with greasable zerks and bronze bushings. Bronze bushings are really important because unlike Teflon, they're not going to wear out. And then you're also going to have the KYB off-road shocks. The off-road shocks are not just for off-road use, although they are wonderful for that, but they're also going to help when you're traveling down the freeway. The off-road shocks help with any kind of body roll. Right here is going to be access and venting for your furnace. Right here is where you'll fill your 78-gallon fresh water tank. Couple of 110 outlets. You're going to have the Lippert solid step. So this will flip up inside of the coach and flip down when you're using it. I like this one because it's super rock solid and you have a nice big platform right here. You have the lend-a-hand grab bar handle. Coming around over here, you have the fire pit barbecue hookup. So this will be a quick disconnect to hook up either a fire pit or a barbecue. The Titanium series is also going to come with a camera package. So a rear observation camera, as well as side marker cameras on each side. Another thing that Outdoors RV does that's above and beyond is going to be inch-thick insulated luggage doors. They also have magnetic catches and slam latch hardware, and they use 2 slam latches on all of their doors. You're going to get a full pass-through storage compartment, rubberized diamond plate flooring to protect this area from anything you throw in here like an equalizer hitch, something that could tear up linoleum. All of this is fully insulated because obviously it's up under your bed. And then in here, you're going to have the battery kill switch. You're going to have your power stabilizer jack buttons, as well as 12-volt and USB port. And then all of the Outdoors RVs are going to come equipped with 400 watts of solar. You could also option 600 watts on these units. And then you also have the 200-watt portable option right here on the side. Now, this is going to be separate from the roof system, so it's not going to run through the charge controller that the roof-mounted system does. So you would want to make sure you purchase a panel that already has the charge controller built into it. Coming around here, we order ours with the 4 battery tray. So that allows us to then put on our custom built powder coated aluminum lockbox. And even though it's called a 4 battery tray or the off-grid battery rack, we can only fit up to 3 lithium batteries because they're slightly bigger. So we can put 3 lithium batteries in our box. If a person wants to go out boondocking with adequate solar and 3 lithium batteries, you can stay out for a very long time with that setup. 2 7.5-gallon propane tanks. So again, a lot of ultralights, you're going to end up with the little squatty 5-gallon tanks. You've got 7.5 gallons on this. This toy lock, that is part of the mountain storage system. So on the back, I'll show you, it comes with a 2-inch receiver hitch and then a toy lock on the front. Front power tongue jack. You've got the hitch caddy right here where you can hook up your breakaway cable, your safety chains, and your 7-way cord when not in use. You have the underslung coupler that gives you a little bit shorter hitch height, especially on half tons that are lower to the ground. You need that little bit of lower hitch height. On this side, you're going to have the other access point to your full pass-through storage, as well as an additional side marker camera. Another really cool feature of the Titanium is going to be the slide-out topper. So that is a cover that comes out with the slide-out that keeps all of the debris off the top. So pine needles, pine cones, rain, snow, ice, everything will stay off of the roof of your slide-out. And then when you roll the slide-out in, everything just rolls right off the slide topper. Satellite and cable hookup, as well as your 30-amp power connection. You have a light right here at your dump valve handles. So you've got your black and your gray. All of your valve handles are completely up and enclosed in the full heated underbelly. That's really important. I've seen a lot of cheaper trailers, especially your lightweights, that will tell you they have some sort of Four Seasons package, and you'll see that the tubes come out and then the valves are down here. Well, obviously that chunk is going to fill up with water and freeze. So everything on an outdoors RV is fully enclosed and heated. City water connection right here. So if you are going to a park and you don't want to pack the weight of 78 gallons of water, you can just hook up when you get to the park. Black tank flush for rinsing out the black tank once you have dumped. Right here is going to be the access for your garbage can chute that we saw on the inside. And then an insulated exterior shower. It does have a magnetic catch up here too. 4-inch steel bumper. You can store your sewer hose in here if you would like. Backup lights, that's another titanium feature that I swear I cannot live without, as well as the rear observation camera. This is just going to be access and venting for your water heater. Heavy duty ladder. Again, if you're comparing to a lot of ultralights on the market, most of them, they don't have a ladder because they really do not want you getting up on top of the coach. This has a full walk-on roof. So everything in an outdoors RV is going to be solid plywood. They put their trusses extremely close together. So if you need to get up there and do any kind of maintenance or just inspect the roof, you've got a nice heavy-duty ladder and a nice heavy-duty roof as well. You have a full-size spare tire with a spare tire cover. And then you have the 2-inch receiver hitch here on the back. So this is perfect for hauling a generator, e-bikes, or anything up to 250 pounds. So thank you so much for watching our video on this brand new 17CE by Outdoors RV. If you have questions on any of the lightweight models or really any of the outdoors RVs in general, please just feel free to give us a call.